All right, we are live. Hello, I am Bill Marion, and you are not. Juan Thomas is already up in there. My goodness, look at this. I was wondering if you fell off the earth. You can actually join the chat, Carolyn, before it's actually streaming. Billy over there at Strong's of Interest. So I guess I need to hurry up and reply to the comments in my video that I put out today, or they will just have to wait till I finish watching Bill. Ha ha ha. It's exactly right, Billy. You make them wait. No, I'm kidding, man. Take care of your channel. I love you, though. I'm glad you're here. Juan, I'm glad you're here. This is awesome, guys. I have missed you so very much, but it's been crazy busy, and I'm trying to get to the right place now to actually watch what's going on. I always mess this part up. I gotta. Until I finish what? Oh, I gotta mute that. Okay, because there is a delay. There's always a delay. Carolyn's in the house, and that's always good when Carolyn's in the house. We got better lighting, and we actually have a better signal tonight. That's always good. That's always great. And I'll tell you what, tonight's topic is going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to get started in earnest here in about 5 minutes. What I got to do right now, Carolyn, you got that pulled up on your access, like you're accessing it regular. Can you share to Bill Marion Live, our Facebook page, as well as Twitter? We got to start tweeting. You know, I'm terrible. Howdy, Backyard Life. What's going on? Glad you're here. You know, I've got to do a better job at tweeting. I'm the worst Twitterer in the world, and I don't even have that many followers because I don't say anything profound. I don't. But I think profound things. It's just, you know, I leave them in here, you know, just let them roll around. Anyway, it's good that you guys are out here tonight. I'm so grateful that you're here, and we got a cool topic. What will they think of next? And I actually got this from another YouTuber, and not the whole idea. He was actually doing this old AT&T commercial from way back in the day. And way back in the day, it was an AT&T commercial from the 90s. I want to say 97. And it was kind of like, this is what we're going to be doing in the future. And he was doing this really cool thing about some of the things that actually came to fruition and some of the things that did not, and maybe probably weren't good ideas to begin with. But one of the things in this AT&T commercial from back in 97 was a watch that you could actually talk into and see people, and it's like, yeah, we got that. That's pretty cool. And then some of the things were like, yeah, we don't really want that. You know, a lot of the internet things that they had back in 1997 were people going to the library to talk on the internet to other people, and it's like, nah, you can do that from your house. So it's kind of cool. Juan Thomas says, we are in for a big snowstorm here. That's what they say. We had a, I don't know if you'd call it a snowstorm. It's more like a, what do you think, Carolyn? It's more like a snow...
Ice pellets.
Ice pellets. That's what her little... She's got this little warning thing on the phone where it'll come on like 10 minutes beforehand and it'll say like ice pellets are coming or whatever. It's kind of crazy. It's like 10 minutes beforehand and it's like 100% accurate. It's kind of cool. So yeah, the whole Northeast, Midwest, we're getting hit a little bit right now. It's kind of neat being in this part of the country when you're from Southeast Tennessee and you're not used to being a part of snow, you know, and up here you're a part of it. You get a little bit of love from the snow machine. It's kind of cool. But yeah, it's kind of neat. I'm trying to check out some of the things here before we got like a minute left before we get going. I mean... we can go ahead and get going. I'm just saying. I don't know how many is actually in the room right now. I don't even know. 8? Okay, well, by the way, welcome. I'm glad you're here. My name is Bill Marion, and this is a Nose for Life live stream. And today we are talking about what will they think of next. And it's very important that you pipe in and give us your opinion as to what you think is going to come next in this whole modern explosive technology days. Because, I mean, I want you to go back in time real quick. Go back in time. Go back to, let's say, oh, I don't know, let's go to the 2000s. Go to 2006. If you go to 2005, you actually got Starburst again. Unbelievable. Starburst, it's like an addiction in this house, man. I'm telling you. And I'm addicted to them too, but I'm trying to lay off the Starburst. Anyway, if you go back to 2005, 2006, you would think you have it made. You got a computer, you're connected online, but would you have ever imagined Facebook? Now, I know Facebook is sort of faux pas these days. I mean, there's a lot of mixed opinions about it, but let's just face it. It's a thing. So you would have never imagined Facebook. You would have never imagined most of the things that we're doing online right now. So to me, it's kind of interesting to say, what is the next thing that we don't think we need, but then after we have it, we're like, we really need this. Let's look at the comments. Strong's Adventure says, it's rained since last Friday. Stopped today, but it'll start again tomorrow till Monday probably. More inches of rain. Yeah, well, the whole southeast is getting hit. They're just getting hammered with rain, 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 rain. And I'm hearing from my buddies back in Tennessee, and they're saying the same things. It's warmer. I'll give it that. I was in Pigeon Forge just for a conference. Didn't get to play around. I didn't even get to make a video down there. We were exhausted. We had revival at our church beforehand, so by the time the conference was over, we were booking back to the Shenandoah Valley because, well, yeah, we were tired. So I didn't even get to make a video as we planned. Mark says, left some comments in your teaser about a half an hour ago. All right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Excellent. Mark's always good for comments. Always good for comments. I like Mark's comments. He cracks me up. Carolyn, Juan. Carolyn's commenting. Should I read her comment? Juan, up close on the mountain tops with snowy roads or snow-covered mountains in the distance on a video. Oh, it's a question. I get it now.
He wanted us to do a video.
You know, here's the thing. Oh, I see it. I get it. I get it now. Sorry. You know, here's the thing. I am shocked that the Snowy Mountain road and also the country road, the one we did in the country. Remember the first one we did, Carolyn, that was in the country, and then we did one that was snow-covered mountains. I'm surprised those didn't blow up because they're beautiful. I wish I had a better camera. That's in the works. Next time I will. Mark says, next big thing, time travel using a windmill. It's coming, Mark. It's coming. I think you and I are the only people that get it. That's okay, man. I'm making it just for you. I'm interested in you helping me. Let's talk. Let's do an inbox on Facebook. I'm telling you, that windmill can travel. Windmills come in different forms too, man. Very few people get that. I had somebody from the church watch that and they went, I don't get that one. So I don't understand that video. A few people do. A few people get the windmill thing, and we've actually got some footage to do some stuff later too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what do you guys think? What is the next big thing? What is technology going to bring us? Like, did we even know we needed Facebook? You know, because Facebook came out, and then all of a sudden you need Facebook. You need it. I mean, now it's kind of a thing, but it's been around a long time, so it's not like it was a phase. I mean, it was a phase, a decade phase, but a decade phase. I mean, there are huge franchises and stores that have only been out for a decade. So I don't know. Mike Golston, what's up? Amazon just released an Alexa-enabled microwave. Are we that? I give up. Seriously, Mike, I can't believe that. So Amazon released an Alexa-enabled microwave. Carolyn, look that up. What's going on with the Alexa? This is ridiculous. You got a microwave, and you have Alexa. What do? You say, Alexa, popcorn. I mean, I don't understand. Mark says, I'm on it, Bill. I got you, Mark. Let's talk. Let's talk. Because I'm telling you.
Microwave comes with a built-in Alexa button, so you can avoid saying Alexa or microwave and simply verbalize the desired cook time or the preset.
So basically with the Alexa microwave, you just say popcorn, cheese.
That's what it sounds like.
Peter, I got friends of mine that won't even use a microwave because, you know, it's microwaves and it could be killing us and we don't know it. I don't know. Transporters, like in Star Trek, My Backyard Life, you think big. You think big. I like that. I like that. I'm trying to think of how we're going to... Let's say you transport somebody. Here's the problem. When they're transported, are they the same person? It's a philosophical question. So if you could transport somebody, you rearrange all their molecules and put them somewhere else, is that the same person? I don't know. Amazon Basics microwave, Mike Golston said. Next big thing, pet sticks, like Pet Rocks. You know what? I need a pet stick. You know, I was thinking the other day I could use a pet stick. I remember the Pet Rock craze. I remember the aftermath, not really the actual craze, but it was back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Kind of a cool little marketing thing. Pet sticks. I could do it.
Chia Pets.
I could do Chia Pets. Chia Pets are still around. Chia Pets, people still do the Chia Pet thing.
I never understood those.
I think I've got family members that did the Chia Pet thing. Could you text Teresa and tell her that I'm live? But I love that picture. Thank you so much. She's a doll. And that is great. Just need a maid to put the popcorn in it. See, that's what I'm saying, Juan. I don't need an Amazon. It would be cool just to have, like, I don't know. I can't say that I would want a maid. Because if you have a maid or a butler, they're up in your privacy. You know, they're up in my space, and that'd be weird. I don't think I could handle that. Mark says, chia seed scalp rugs for bald folks. That's what I'm talking about, Mark. I don't think I'd use it, though. Carolyn likes my baldness. Mm-hmm. See, you know, she loves Vin Diesel. I'm the closest thing she can get. So, you know, I'm Vin Diesel. I can't even do an imitation.
No, don't hurt yourself.
Don't hurt myself?
No.
Anyway, chia seed scalp rugs for bald folks. That'd be kind of cool, though. That would be kind of cool. They have the rugs that you can sew into people's heads, you know, and it's like all furry. You know what I'm saying? They like sew it in there. I'm just like, God made me bald. Be bald, baby. Just be bald. Juan says, when I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, I know the girl who came up with really? Came up with a pet rock. Did she get stinking rich off of it? Because that's what I'm talking about. Getting rich off rocks. Triple X.
Yes.
Just made Carolyn's night, Mark.
I something, but it's not TV appropriate.
It's not TV appropriate. Remember when what's his name made the sequel? Ice Cube. Is that his name? Ice Cube.
I don't know.
Can't remember. Juan says she came up with it as a school project. I didn't know that. That's a YouTube video right there for somebody. I've seen YouTube videos about the pet rock. I haven't seen I didn't know it was a girl with a research project or a school project. That's pretty cool. Pretty interesting. I don't know what we need next, though. I think there's little things that I think of that I think, why can't they do that if they can do this, you know? Well, I would hope, Juan says, I don't know if she made money. I would hope so. I would hope if somebody came up with that idea that they at least capitalized it in some form or fashion, you know, that they were able to make some money. That'd be kind of cool to make money off of it. Just saying, pet rock, pet sticks. This is my pet stick. We feed it once. You know, they had those electronic dogs. We actually had one. I think Nathan or somebody had one. This little dog, and it would just sit and bark, and it would. You know, do you remember that?
I remember them. They were annoying.
And they were annoying, but they didn't.
Or what about the little squirrel that would flip over with the ball?
The little squirrel that flipped over with the ball.
They still have those at Cracker Barrels. Annoying.
You can find anything at Cracker Barrel, though. Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Maybe.
Not sponsored, but I should be. I mean, as many times as Cracker Barrel has been in my videos, Cracker Barrel should write me a check. I'm just saying. Cracker Barrel, I love you. What was the girl's name? The waiter's name?
Waitress today?
No, it was the waitress that they let her go, and there was a big campaign, Twitter campaign. You have to look that up. It's if you put Cracker Barrel in images, you'll see her name. All right, Mike Golston says Tamagotchi. Mike, I don't know what Tamagotchi is. What is Tamagotchi? Tamagotchi. It sounds like a new watch. New from, let's see, who makes watches? Remember the Swatch watch? Just the Swatch. Come on. And yeah, because that was the coolest thing ever.
What was the story on it again?
Cracker Barrel fired somebody, and when they fired her, there was a big campaign to get her back. Brad's wife. We don't even know her name. It's Brad's wife. Thank you, my backyard wife. That was perfect. Her name is Brad's wife, and there's a huge campaign and to get her back and rehire Brad's wife and all this other stuff. It was a big thing. The Tamagotchi, that was the name of it, the Tamagotchi. I couldn't even remember it. They were keychains, or it sounds like a small barbecue. You think your hibachi is good? Try Tamagotchi, the greatest barbecue ever. That'd be some great shtick for a YouTube video right there. Tamagotchi, the new Tamagotchi grill. By George Foreman. And that goes right along with what we need next. And I keep thinking about that. What kind of app do I need next? Because I don't use a lot of apps, but the apps that I use, I wear them out. You know, I'm using them all the time. And there for a while, when the iPhone first came out, remember when you had like 87 apps? I think Carolyn still has like 185 apps, don't you?
I have a ton.
And she has a ton. She has all these games and stuff. I have like the bare essentials. Like I've got to have this, that's it. But I keep trying to think of what kind of app is going to revolutionize the world again. And I'm drawing a blank. And I was sitting there thinking, I really can't see past where we're at right now. And I think TVs, Dad and I have a pretty good idea about TVs because we both love IMAX movies. My wife loves IMAX. Matter of fact, we won't even go to the movies unless it's an IMAX. And so we had this idea of how you could give the illusion of an IMAX with like this I guess a seashell kind of LED television that you're kind of in your house. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Let's go back to the comments on that one. Mike says, Tamagotchi grill now with Alexa. It's like, Alexa, grill me some steaks. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? That's almost some George Jetson stuff, though, you know, because you get into the mechanical side of it. You know, not just the computer side of it, but the mechanical side of it, where the steaks come out of the refrigerator. They fall on your Tamagotchi grill, you know, and then your Tamagotchi grill cooks them in the George Foreman style. Everybody's making money off that. I love it. Billy at Strong's Adventure says, what do y'all think about the computer implants in people's heads for sale and music? No. No. You know what? I got enough issues in my brain without somebody hacking into my brain. How many we got in the room?
8.
8. Great. Excellent. I'm with Juan. There's no way I'm letting anybody in my head. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. I like control of my brain. Here's what I do know. Dad's got the Google, the Google version of Alexa, whatever that is. And I got it for him for Christmas. We still haven't programmed it in yet. Still. But the thing's on, and I'm thinking, it's probably recording everything in this house. You know, so why would I want something in my brain that could record everything in my brain? Too much Mark of the Beast stuff, too. Like, you know, old school thinking, Mark of the Beast. I'm like, I don't think so. It's just too weird. Billy says, 1 is a thing. I guess you're referring back to the brain implant. I know that they're tagging dogs now, like you know, little chip in dogs. That's everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. Not even in my body. That's the devil's work. Dewan, I'm with you, man. There's something too kooky about that for me. I'm with you. My backyard life says people might get scared if they got it in my head. That's what I'm saying. You don't want in there. You don't want in here. Because, you know, in here is where you fight the wars. Anyway, you know, if you're a Christian, that's what you believe. Anyways, the battle is mostly up here. And, you know, that's the battle. You don't want other people in there. It's dangerous. Dangerous. Buggy Burgers. Mark says, Buggy Burgers. Your friends will be amazed at your next barbecue. Made for organically grown caterpillars and crickets. Try these yummy burgers now and save a cow. The sad part is with all the environmental stuff, and you know what? I'm an environmentalist to an extent because I believe in clean water and clean air. And unfortunately, I can't connect with some people on environmental issues because they take it to a different place than clean water and clean air. But I'm not giving up my beef, man. Just not going to do it. But there's a big push for that. It's kind of crazy, like getting rid of the cows, trying alternate forms of meat, protein sources and stuff. And I'm like, no, not for me. Give me my burger, my steak, my cows, moo. It's funny. This YouTube video brought to you by the beef industry. Just kidding, not sponsored. Do you remember back in, I think it was the 80s or the 90s, when the beef industry sued Oprah Winfrey? Because she did this expose, I think, on the beef industry, and it was like a big lawsuit. It was like a thing. She actually became more famous after it was all said and done. Yeah, it was crazy. You know, the other app that I was thinking of is, well, hold on, let me see. The Strong says, my grandpa said microwaves and beepers were the devil's work. My granny, who's like 97 years old, God love her heart, and she's kind of losing her, you know, her faculties now, but even when she was in her 60s and 50s, still working almost 100-yard, because I don't know how many acres it was, but it was about 100 yards, like a football field long garden when she was in her 60s and all the way into her 70s. The woman was brilliant, but she did not believe we landed on the moon at all. And I used to make fun of her. I mean, not make fun of her, because my grandmother, I'm respectful to my elders, but I would be like, Granny, what's wrong with you? And it wasn't until much later when the Fox thing came out in the 90s where I was like, okay, well, at least she's not, you know, out there alone on it. There's a lot of people that believe it. I do not believe we faked the moon landing. Okay, just going to get that out there. Just saying. Mark says, steak, yum. It was terrible because I wanted to order pizza tonight because it's all snowy and icy. Then they're not delivering. And I don't think I've ever been in an ice thing bad enough to where they're not delivering. I've never been in one. Usually it's like they're out there.
Inclement weather. Delivery
Yeah,
closed.
delivery's closed. So then we were going to go get a pizza. We can't get it out on our driveway because it's just a solid sheet of ice. So, yeah, I had to eat leftover hot dogs and potato salad. But it was good. It was really good. Juan Thomas says, people shouldn't tell you what you can eat or not eat. I agree, unless it's, like, bad for me. It's like, don't eat that lettuce. It's like got a E. coli. Don't do that. Carolyn is probably, it's funny because when I married Carolyn, she was apolitical. She was not political at all. This is, 15 years plus ago, she was not political. And now she's like to the right of Reagan. I'm like having to calm her down about political issues. Calm down, Carolyn. Calm down. She is one of those. It's just crazy. And I didn't do that. I always look at people and go, I didn't do that. I blame Fox News. I blame some news people up in here for my wife's brainwashing. No objectivity at all. She might as well just go to the ballot and just go ding, ding, right every time. It's crazy. There's a subject to get everybody stirred up is politics.
Don't do it. You'll get demonetized.
I know. If I say anything, it's like...
No, stay on topic.
I know.
What will they think of next?
What will they think of next? What will they think of next? Voting. How are we going to vote in the future? There's a lot of people pushing for online voting. A lot of people pushing. Yeah, exactly, Billy. It's to Mark says, "Yay, Carolyn." Obviously, our chat is a little shifted. One way. Yeah. There's a lot of push for online voting. I don't know how I feel about that. Juan says I can eat greens because of... I can't eat wings. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. I can't eat green beans because of warfarin. I have no idea what warfarin is.
Can't eat greens because of warfarin.
What is warfarin? Look that up real quick. Backyard life, no online voting. I don't believe in it either. There's something. Carolyn and I, every election in Tennessee, we actually moved up here.
It's a medication that prevents blood clots.
Ah, I got you. It's like a blood thinner kind of thing. I was on those for years. But yeah, online voting, not really a fan of that at all. How does greens actually interfere with warfarin? I didn't know that. That's crazy. I think online voting would be a big mistake. There's probably, I think there's going to be some things change here in the near future that's going to make it a lot easier to vote, but might not be a good thing. Billy says, don't do it. The moon landing was pushing it. You're right, because, the new YouTube algorithm pushes conspiracies to the back now. Like, if you get into conspiracies at all, you're pushed to the back. And you know what? In some ways I agree with it. In some ways I don't.
It has something to do with vitamin K and increasing the possibility of leading to bleeding problems. Vitamin
K. It has to do with vitamin K. Okay, Juan, I get it now. I get it. Juan was putting it out there right as you were saying it. He says, vitamin K is bad for me. And I have stents in both legs. Oh, Juan, bless your heart, man. Bless your heart. Got to get out there. You got to get your drone going so you can get out there on your property and show us your area out there in Arizona, because I bet it's absolutely gorgeous.
Ready to go back.
Ready to go back. Yeah, Carolyn said it best. We're ready to head back to Arizona. We love visiting out there. It's beautiful. We were talking about what if we had to live out there. Because, I'm a pastor. God moves us. I'm not in a hurry to move. This is where I believe we're supposed to be. But a what if? And we couldn't figure out. I think we both decided Flagstaff would have to be the area we live in, or that area, because it's just too hot in the rest of the state. I don't think we could handle it. Juan says, thank Vietnam. Yeah, my dad's in the same very similar situation, because a lot of his, I would say most of his ailments right now are because of Vietnam. Most of them. Indirectly or directly. Carolyn and I had that conversation the other day of like what the things that Dad goes through can almost all be traced back to Vietnam. And he goes through quite a bit. So we totally understand. And again, we've said this before, Juan, but thank you for serving. I'm trying to think of another thing that I wanted at a grocery store. Like, they have this thing, but it's not really catching on where they will deliver your groceries. Or they'll box them up and you can pick them up. But it's not really catching on.
Curbside? Nah, I like shopping.
I think
like
people
picking
like
myself out.
shopping. There was this one network marketing thing that really hit our area back in Tennessee, and a lot of people made a lot of money. But it was a way that you could order stuff like shirts and stuff online through their system, and you could get a little rebate back, get other people into it. You know, it was network marketing. But I think what stirred me away from it is I like shopping. I like looking around at if I buy a suit or whatever. I like to go in, see what I'm getting, or shirts, or I enjoy that process. Juan can't reveal his location. No, he can't. He can't because of what happened at Nacho Grande. Anybody get that reference at all?
Oh gosh.
Do you get the reference?
Is it the Nacho Libre thing?
No, it's from a movie.
Oh.
Because no, come to where I live, small town about 6 to 10 miles east of Show Low. Juan, if we were able to come out there, I promise you we're going to come see you. I think it'd be great. We'd love it. We would absolutely love it. I don't think there's a part of that state that Carolyn and I aren't in love with. I think we even love the backside of the desert over there, the northwest side of the Painted Desert over, it's an Indian reservation. And it was, man, there was nobody within it felt like hundreds of miles. We saw these old windmills that look like they're right out of the Wizard of Oz. That's about it. And it was sensational. It's just absolutely beautiful. Juan says, Mike Golston, hold on. He got it. Airplane. Exactly. That time over Nacho Grande. It's awesome. Awesome movie. Juan says, some stores here in Arizona do deliver food. Excellent. I tell you what I'm thinking is that this Amazon thing where they deliver by drone, they're on to something. They're on to something because, okay, Carolyn's giving me the look. Carolyn's going to be on camera one day. She just doesn't know it because she's awesome and you guys would love her. But the truth is that let's say you want a fried chicken dinner. You don't want pizza. You want a fried chicken dinner. How much extra, let's say, and you want a fried chicken dinner from a certain restaurant that really doesn't do delivery, but you just made it to where everybody can deliver. And I don't think it would be that much money. I mean, you're just looking at battery. I mean, you're not looking at anything. You put the little blanket out in front of your house. Amazon comes and delivers your stuff. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Green Bank. Yep. Tech-free towns that are like Green Bank.
Mark, so you know about Green Bank Observatory. Little story I wasn't going to share, but I'm going to now because it isn't as big of a deal as I thought. So Carolyn and I rolled up at Green Bank Observatory. I took Dad there the other day, but the weather was horrible and we really couldn't get out. But when Carolyn and I was there, it was beautiful. We didn't even, I had heard about Green Bank Observatory from a YouTube video, but didn't put it together with where we live because we're only an hour and a half away. 2 hours at the most? About 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2. We
rolled up onto it, and I was like, holy cow, I've seen this. And we got out of the car and just walked like we own the place all the way back to the big dish. I mean, the thing's 100 yards. And we're filming everything. We've got our cell phones out, and we're just doing this. And really didn't pay attention to the part where it said, don't do that. Because it interferes with their research. That's what they say. But it's kind of a spooky place, man, as far as the tech that's out there. It's not just the dishes out in the open. When you look through the woods, it seems like, and I didn't do a count, but there's dozens of dishes in the trees. Like way back in the woods. It's crazy, man. It's a sight to behold. If you can ever go there, it's interesting. There's no your cell phone won't work, but it's not just the cell phone that they're blocking signals from. It's also like even your cell phone being on interferes with what they're researching. Billy at Strong's Adventure says, have you noticed that we actually revert back to the old ways? They used to deliver groceries. They used to have regular stores hooked to grocery stores. Yeah, it's interesting. It's crazy. Carolyn says, I know that Michigan had convenience stores that had drive-thrus. I thought it was kind of neat. But you know the thing, Carolyn, is those go back all the way to when I was a kid.
I don't remember.
You could drive through and they would give you your milk and everything right there through the drive-through window. And that was awesome. I think, but more than anything, like in Barberville, Kentucky, they had that too. But it was for cigarettes in Copenhagen. You know, I mean, it was really a tobacco joint where you could get your dairy while you were there. You know, I don't see that many places at all. I don't know if there's ordinances against that. I don't really know what the deal is there. But You could drive through, and if you had a sweet tooth, you could get some other stuff. But apparently, there may be ordinances. I don't know. Mark says, have you ever seen how many people have developed drone capturing devices? Amazon would need an air force to combat theft. Yeah, you know what, Mark? I was deer hunting one time. I'm just confessing this out loud, and I heard a drone over my blind, and I was so mad. I mean, it was several feet over, and it's probably negligible as far as how it hurts your hunting, okay? But it's just that intrusion of privacy. It's like, dude, I've set this up. I've worked this area all year. Mike, if you're still in here, it was over at Lewis Chapel.
Well, you're on private property.
And I'm on private property. I'm on our family's property. I'm like, why is this here? And I literally jumped out of the blind and it flew off. But, man, the things going on in my head right then to do were, not good. Because I was thinking, I could probably take this drone down with, and when I'm thinking about the person driving flying the drone, I'm thinking, you're about to lose a drone, Mark says, great point. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Store credit. Remember, we had store credit. I can see versions of store credit coming back. And we can get into that some other time. I can see money changing big time. Money could change. The way we spend money, the way money's utilized. I can definitely see that, where we take the way we... I think money's good, like cash is going to end, period. I have cash a lot, but it's normally just, it's a convenience factor. Wouldn't you agree? And the longer we've been married, the less we use cash. I mean, I would say 80% of our purchases are without cash. 85%.
Yeah, and if you have cash, I usually get my hands on it.
Yeah, and if I have cash, Carolyn takes it. That's a fact. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. Billy says, nope, you don't own the airspace, and you can go to jail for bringing down a drone. I know you're right. I understand. I hear what you're saying. We don't own the airspace. I think what you get into there, though, is still an invasion of privacy. What are you doing with that drone? And I think what you would get into is that if you're watching me, that I'm pretty sure would be an invasion of privacy. And I think the way I've seen that work is, are you focused in on me? I think. So if I bring it down, I've got to prove that it was somehow it was doing that, or threatening me. Was it threatening me? And yes, it was. It was threatening me in my deer hunting. You're probably right. I'd probably go to jail. Okay, that's not the point. I don't want them flying over me. That's all I'm saying. They're illegal. Here's the thing. They're illegal. Like in the National Forest, you can't fly them in the National Forest. So I have this huge plan for our channel. You guys have heard it, where I was going to have 3 cameras working. And that was going to go this summer. We were doing all that stuff, and you can't do it. We would have to leave the National Forest, which isn't hard to do on the skyline, because the boundary there isn't that far. But you'd still be in the Shenandoah National Park. So I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to find. I bet you could on Massanutten. I think there are areas, but that's the George Washington National Forest. Do you see how they've done that?
Oh, you mean the same mountain that they make it to where you can't go all the way through?
Right. But if you look at that,
I'm not done with that.
Well, I'm going to show when we get done. I'll show you that mountain and how weird it really is. It's really weird.
Done with that mountain.
I've got a video coming out tonight, late or early tomorrow. It's a short video just to make sure I'm staying up with making videos, because again, my past 2 weeks have been just crazy busy. I'm thankful to even be on here right now. I'm tickled to death that we're doing this. I almost went on live like I was supposed to last night, and we were so behind that I looked at the time and I went, there's no way I can get it set up for then, so we're actually a day late. But just making sure that we stay with the algorithm. It's a short video that I've got. It's kind of funny. It's silly in some places, but what can you do? So things that we think we need, that we might need in the future, that somebody could invent. Because somebody is in a room right now, and they're about to invent something. Think about this. There's somebody right now, probably half our age, probably a quarter of our age, maybe 16, 17 years old, and they're thinking of what we need right now, and we don't even know we need it. I'm talking about something bigger than a Tamagotchi, whatever that was. What was that?
I think that's right. Tamagotchi. Yeah.
Tamagotchi. The Tamagotchi Grill by George Foreman. The Tamagotchi grill. I'm telling you, man, I think it'd work. The Tamagotchi grill. It talks to you. A Tamagotchi grill that talks to you. But see, we don't need that, though. This is something that people are going to end up needing. Mark says 1/8 of the U.S. land is government-owned. Yes, it is. Yeah, yes, it is. Is that a good or a bad thing? I think that's a good thing. I'm weird. I know it's odd because normally I'm the other way, but if it's in private hands, you don't have access to it. And a lot of the land that the government does own, we don't have access to it, but we do have access to a lot of it. You know, if you're willing to get out and hike, there's not much you can't see in this country. If you're willing to get out of the car, Carolyn and I have really, we're sold out to that concept because a lot of people say, oh, we don't have access to this, we don't have access to this. And it's like, you do if you're willing to walk. There's hikers out there, man. I've talked to them. And Carolyn and I hike, but not hiking as in the gear is what's holding us back right now. There's our see, somebody invented the whistling, singing dryer that we didn't need. And I still don't need it. But it's still doing it. Do-do-do-do. I mean, who did that? Who's sitting around one day, you're bored in your office, and you're like, you know what the dryer needs to do? It needs to sing. Make our dryer sing. I don't know. I think you should be able to program voices to the dryer to where it actually sings. Wouldn't that be cool, Carolyn? I don't know.
You'd be annoyed with that, too.
1/8 of the land. Juan's laughing. Mark says, good. Gwen agrees. There are some big parks and forests in the... Yes, there are some huge parks. That's what I was going to say. I was talking to these hikers, and they tell me about look-offs and lakes and streams and ponds that you cannot see from the road. Now, Juan, a couple of you military people, Navy people in here, if you learn to read a topographical map when you're in the military, and I had to big time, it is a lot of fun to get your topo out, using the contour and using all the stuff that's on your map and be able to calculate that, hey, I bet there's a great overlook here, or I bet we could see from this angle better. And that's a lot of fun. And so Carolyn and I, we're really going to sell out to that this spring and this summer and go exploring. And we believe that we're going to find the Area 51 of the East.
Really?
Dun, dun, dun. My Backyard Life says, Koreans love machines that play music. You know, I wouldn't mind them playing music. It's just play something else. I don't know. It'd be cool if it played like a mixture of songs. I wish I could sing songs on here without getting a copyright strike.
None for you.
I think the way that you're supposed to be able to do a song is like if you do it and then you comment about it. Somebody was saying something like that, but that never works for me. Usually I have to do it 4 or 5 times before it stops getting demonetized. It's kind of crazy. The other thing I keep trying to think of is how could my existence or my life be improved? And we were onto something with the Google Glasses. Do you remember that? And it didn't fly. People got really, really offended about privacy, but see, lots of things have changed since they tried to release the Google Glass back then. And now people are getting more and more comfortable with their privacy being invaded because we're getting used to it. So I'm wondering if Google Glass doesn't try to rebrand and come back. There's something. Juan Thomas says, sing the song backwards. That's why I don't want a chip in my brain right there, because that would make it short circuit, buddy. Can you imagine me? I can't even drive and talk at the same time, Juan.
Ooh, yes, more roads that play music as you drive over them.
Yes. I think it's like Led Zeppelin. That would be awesome. They've got those out in California. Is it California? And there's somewhere else that's got them. I know they've got them in, there's an Asian country. I just can't think of the name of it right now. But I think there's an issue with pitch or something. I can't remember. Then you get speed because the speed changes the pitch, even though it tells you how fast to drive. I was like, yes, those roads seem amazing. I want to drive one. I do too. I've not done that before. That'd be really cool. That would be really cool. I just wonder how much money they've got into it, you know? Drive real fast and it sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh, yes. That would be really cool. It would be bad, though, if you had Highway to Hell playing on one of those roads. Not good. Not good. That'd be bad. Be bad. Get that guy out of the planning committee. Doesn't need to be here. I-75 was my favorite interstate. Is I-75, the Midwest corridor there from Florida to the northernmost part of Michigan. It's one of my favorite roads, favorite interstates, I should say. And I'm surprised they haven't done fun stuff like that there. 81, love its heart. Interstate 81 in Virginia, I'm telling you, I don't understand. It should be 3 lanes or 4 all the way through the state, 6 lanes all the way through the states, 8 lanes. Don't understand. It is a congested road all the time. It could be midnight and it'll be crowded sometimes. They have roads that light up when animals cross them so you don't hit them. We need that in Virginia.
Yeah, in West Virginia.
Mark says thunderstruck. Yes, that would be awesome. I'm afraid I drive too fast though. That song, I mean, it's it's a hard rocking song, so I can see myself hitting up to 95 and 100. Old man, white beard, jamming out, listening to the road. Gives a whole new meaning to like biker gangs, riding on the road. Kind of cheesy though for biker gangs, isn't it? You remember when biker gangs used to be tough? And now biker gangs are like doctors and lawyers on the weekend. I'm just saying. They've got like a tattoo. Curtis Ward could play Flirting with Disaster. I don't know. Curtis. By the way, Brother Curtis, it's good to see you in here, man. Love you. Mike Golston said, I would settle for phosphorus paint so the road lines glow. Yes, they have that in Europe. I hate the way we build roads here in America. I can't stand it. We don't build roads to last, and I wish we did. Mark says, I can't drive 55. You got a policeman behind you, and you're like, it's the song. It's not my fault. I can't drive. It's subliminal messaging. I can't help it.
Did you see the comment I put about you?
No, I can't see it. Where's your comment at? Carolyn says, guys, I can totally see my husband trying to keep rhythm with the gas pedal. And he's, yeah, it's about right. It's about right. Me trying to. I'm trying to think of some more things with road. They're talking about, electric, not electric cars. We have those. There's something we didn't know we needed that we have. I know a lot of environmentalists knew that we needed them, but I'm saying I wasn't predicting hybrid cars to perform as well as they've performed. Like even now, I'm wanting a Tesla. I am. I'm serious. I want Carolyn to have it, and I want us. She doesn't want one. She wants a 4x4 Blazer. That's that's my wife. But I would love to have one as like a get around town car, and then you have your 4x4 Jeep or like my Chevy Silverado to hit the mountains. That's what I'm wanting. I mean, I still crave a Jeep. I will not rest until I have a Jeep. And Mark, I'm just going to tell you. When I head up your way, that would be better in the fall in like a small convertible. But now I sound old and like I would be staying at Bob Newhart's hotel. And yes, all of the people in here know Bob Newhart, except for my wife. Love Bob Newhart. Remember, what was it called? Newhart. The last show that he did was called Newhart. Great show. And, if Carolyn and I are in the convertible with my gold tee, I look like the prototypical people going to New England in the fall to see the colors. We're going to see the colors. I'm getting old.
It's okay, baby.
It's okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I married young. I married a younger person. Carolyn's like 7 years younger than me. I robbed the cradle. She keeps me young. That's right. Diesel electric hybrids. Do they have those? Is that a thing? Diesel electric hybrids? I don't know what those are. Do they have electric 4x4s yet? That's the question. See, I would buy into the electric thing like when they have an electric backhoe or earth mover. Now, hear what I'm saying. Carolyn laughed on that. But to me, I know that we can get power out of electric cars when you can have an earth mover that runs on solar. When an earth mover or backhoe can run on solar, I know we've arrived. That's all I'm going to say. Colors. Mark, you get me, man. You get me.
He said there are a few.
I miss my Bostonian friends that I used to get to talk to every day. I really do.
My name is Larry. This is my brother Daryl.
It's my brother. Yep, that's it, Mike. That's Mike. That was classic. Mark says my sister has a Prius. Sounds so. Mark. Mark. Whoosh. Whoosh. Colas. My Backyard Life, there are a few. I did not know that. Mike's is going back to Backyard Life. Trains are diesel electric. Yeah, but that's different because there's a lot of diesel making the electric. You know what I mean? The diesel is actually creating, move little things. You create electricity. So yeah, trains are electric, but I'm saying like that work the same way a Tesla works. It's a battery. You plug it into the wall. You just plug it in. So when your backhoe's dead, you just plug it in the wall. 2 hours later, you have a charge like your iPhone. What? Just what? I don't, because to me, when we have that, when you can plug, yes, Curtis, I'm dead serious. An electric 4x4, if it's possible, you've got to hear me out on this. You just plug it into the wall, man. And in 2 hours, you're in the mountains again. And when you're in the mountains and you don't have electricity and you're needing like that extra, you put your solar panels up 2 hours later, or if it's windy, you put your little windmill up.
Oh my gosh.
What? To me, that's when we've arrived. That is when it's happened. The crossover, and we don't need dinosaur fuel anymore. That would be cool. I don't think it's going to happen. Nothing that I said, I don't think it's going to happen. Yes, the last time we were on a show, Mark says, so my New England name is pronounced Mock. Yes, and the last time we did the live stream, I was actually going to say that. I was going to go, Mock. I can't do it. My mouth won't even form that way. But I'm too Southern. It's like every time I try to do it, it's like my Southern drawl comes in and knocks my attempt at the accent. I'm terrible at accents now because of my Southern drawl. It's hilarious. Between Curtis, if you guys heard Curtis talk, he talks like I do. It's hilarious. Doing an accent's difficult. Carolyn says, but with a 4x4, imagine being out in the middle of nowhere. So exactly where am I going to charge this electric 4x4? Your solar panel. Because the roof is solar panel. Hello.
What about on a rainy day?
On a rainy day, you use wind.
Oh my, yeah, and so there's no wind. Like you're surrounded by trees.
You blow on it.
Rainy day, you're stuck.
You blow on the windmill.
It doesn't work. You go back to the drawing board.
You use energy.
Epic fail.
No, listen to this. You put a treadmill attached to your Jeep, a treadmill, and you jog on your treadmill to generate power. Hello. Shalom. Curtis says, thank you, Carolyn. One of my best friends in the whole wide world, in him, but he's an engineer, and we've had this discussion 50 times, and he looks at me, and he says, every time, he's like, Bill, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And I'm like, man, you're just not a dreamer, Ian. You're just not a dreamer. You just got to believe that somebody's got that idea. They said that cars were a phase, and look what happened. I don't know. Can you imagine like a solar-powered army? That'd be hilarious. Like the whole army, the whole mechanized army is just solar, and you go to fight, and the two armies come together to fight, but then the sun goes down, and it's like everybody has to stop till the sun goes back. So see, that's like the comments we were making earlier about everything going back to the way it used to be. Anyway, sorry. Carolyn says, use a power stick like for your cell phone.
Curtis said that.
And you can put the power stick next to your, wait on it, to your pet stick.
Oh
Remember that from earlier? No. Yeah. Juan Thomas says, take your Southern drawl out and do your voice. No. Mark says, Carolyn, get with the program. D-Lo, unless you're Joshua. Are you talking about War Games? That's the only thing. That's the only reference I got. And by the way, D-Lo, I actually put a Predator thing in my next video. Just saying, it was just for you, in case you were wondering. Good to see you, D-Lo. I didn't get to go 321, by the way. I hated it, but we were just down there and back. It stinks. Unless you're Joshua. I don't remember. I don't get the Joshua thing on there. Yes, War Games. Greatest. I could watch that movie tonight. In fact, I think I'm going to when I'm finished in my video.
I'll be sleeping.
And Carolyn will be sleeping. That's how that works. Every night, Carolyn lays her head in my lap to go to sleep. Every night. That's how we start out. She lays her head in my lap at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And she goes to sleep, and that's when I watch like an hour worth of movies, and then I take us to bed. I'm like, let's go to bed. So I usually watch my retro movies when she passes out asleep. Mike Golson says, solar-powered army? Do you want Terminators? Because that's how you get terminated. That's how it happens, Bill, right there. Telling you. Oh, man. You said something about the sun going down. I don't remember what I said.
Cyberdyne.
Cyberdyne. What's Cyberdyne? Is that from Terminators? Cyberdyne?
So, yeah.
I think it is. Mock. Get in the house, Mock. The wind's blowing. I don't know what that was. Don't know what that was in battle. Oh, yeah, because they're marching towards each other, the two armies, and they're solar powered, and and all of a sudden the sun goes down, and they just flop over, and they just stop right there. And you have to wait for the sun to come up to charge the batteries. It'd be great. Kind of slow war, very slow. You just got to wait for that sun to come up, man. But I got to believe that we're going to invent something. Batteries right now, I had to replace the battery in my truck, and this guy comes out with this little box. It's as big as this Pepsi can. No, I'm not sponsored. But it was small, and he hooked it up to the battery, and that's how he tested it. That's how he started it. And it was tiny. It was this little bitty thing that started the whole truck. It cranked that many amps out. And I was like, holy cow. And it was unbelievable. So who knows? I still don't understand why we need this big hunk of battery in the truck or in your car when, batteries can be smaller. I don't understand that at all. Oh, Joshua and keeping the sun in place. D-Lo, man, I just wasn't thinking spiritual at that moment. I apologize. I think that's probably what you were saying, what you was saying. And Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho. Mark says, salt the clouds and shut down the enemy. Man, I want to tell you something. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about shutting. Let's talk about let's talk about clouds and weather. We talk about what will they think of next. According to YouTube videos, according to all my YouTube conspiracy research,
don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's all good. But according to all my grand YouTube conspiracy video research, we've had cloud seeding around since the 19th century, maybe. That I did I did some fact checking there. And there's some validity there. But allegedly there are other countries doing it all the time. I think Dubai was one of them, maybe. I don't know. So do you think it's possible that we could be controlling the weather? That we can? That is what we think of next to control the weather? Somebody. David, what are you talking about? You said, wow, stop. What? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Mark's like, Bill, what am I saying? Is it the controlling weather conspiracy thing?
I think so, yeah. I don't know.
I'm
lost.
It's just the weather. We're talking about salting and seeding clouds here. It happens. It's natural. We do it. Chemtrails, normal.
Stop it.
I'm just saying. What will they think of next? What will they think of next? We'll just salt the clouds. And Dennis Jackson, he said, good to see you, Dennis. Just got here. We've been down at Dad's. He's not doing very good. He's 94. Dennis, I hate to hear that, man. I'm very sorry. We are talking about, I was talking about seeding clouds and making it rain, but everybody's saying to shut up because, it leans the conspiracy side.
And then you get demonetized.
And then the video gets demonetized. But I'm very sorry about your dad, Dennis. I'm very sorry. Keep us informed about that. He's 94. Man. David says, been going on definitely since Vietnam.
He's just going to fuel your flame here. Stop it. Stop it, David. I will kick you out.
Oh, man. Dennis, they've been doing that for a year. Dennis has just jumped in.
This man at this time. I don't know him or
I disavow this man at this time. I do not know him or subscribe to his theories. Oh, my gosh. That's great. That's adding logs. Adding logs to the fire.
Yeah, I'm going to beat him with those.
I think they've been seeding clouds since the 19th century. I don't think it's an exact science because I think most of it is they're using probability to try to accomplish these goals, and I think sometimes they mess it up. There, you went and done it, dude. Oh, mock. Look at the loons, Henry. I can't do it. We need
You're not doing it yet. You're not doing it. You used to get good at that.
I used to do a great Bostonian.
You're not doing a very good job right now.
It's my brain is not. I need to watch. I need to watch Entourage, but see, that show is so bad.
Like,
that is a bad show. I can't watch it. But that's a good way to, you get around their characters there and you hear them, and it's pretty good. David says, D-Lo says, since they could do it, why not? You know what, Dave? That's the thing, man. Is like, okay, I always think of it this way. What would I do if I had the ability to do it? Like seeding clouds or what is it, DARPA? Sharpa? I don't know. Sharpie? Whatever. What would I do? And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to be trying to control the clouds. I'm going to try to control the weather because that's, I mean, especially with farming and stock market manipulation and things like that, I'd be all in. Mock. David's like, do it. I just wonder, you look at the fireworks show at Disney World and you can see some of that in action. Boy, this is definitely getting monetized. It's just
I don't know why you just keep on. You're listening to David, of all people. Like, stop talking, David. Stop.
David D-Lo says, HAARP, DARP, and guess what? CERN. Dun, dun, dun. Did anybody ever watch BP, Earthwatch? Anybody? BP, he got kicked off YouTube. I don't know what he did. I mean, his stuff was like everybody else's. I'm not exactly sure why they singled him out. I don't know, but he was really big into CERN and all this stuff. And what was it? Whatever the leak was there in the White House. I can't remember what that was now.
I'm not giving you any answers.
You're no fun. Sherpa. Mark says, Sherpa. Dave says, I'll send you $1. That's right. Exactly right. Let's get the super chat going. And if whoever pays me the most gets the top, you know what? I just can't do it. I could never do that. It would make me feel, maybe I could if I had 800 people in here. I've already said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm saying in a different set of circumstances, if I had 800 people, but trying to hit 10 people up to put $10 in, it's just like, no. It just seems, I'd just rather have the company. It's great. Pulling him from the abyss. CERN be opening up some stuff. That's right, David. They're going to cross over this dimension. Carolyn says, Juan Thomas says, Carolyn Marion, how can I be fired? I don't work. Juan's like, I just work my farm out in Arizona.
I like Arizona.
Because Juan Thomas is retired CIA. He has been assigned to this channel to keep an eye on it because we are infiltrating. We are growing and our mass is getting huge. The Shiva dance better stuff. Man, okay, here's the thing with the whole Shiva thing. That's weird. And I don't care. Listen, I don't think CERN is, if anything, if you look at what's really going on with CERN, they didn't get the results they wanted to get. The whole, the luminosity or whatever did not achieve what it was supposed to achieve. And they came out and they made all these statements. We found the particle and all this stuff, but it didn't really, they didn't really find what they wanted to find. So they're making it bigger, stronger, faster, and all these things. But the whole Shiva statue there at CERN is weird. I don't care what anybody says. That's weird. I wish they wouldn't do that stuff. You know, it's like, don't do that. You're scientists. Hello, people. Dennis Jackson says, so am I retired, that is? So, okay, I got lost on that one. What you mean, Dennis? D-Lo said, yeah, dance of death to this story so Brahma can create. Ah, ooh. CGI. It's the portal dance. Man, do you remember when that thing came out? The whole dance thing and like that? Like, why did they do that? And we can conspiracy all day long. Conspiracy. But seriously, let's say, here's the thing. Throw out conspiracies. Just throw them out the door. Why are you going to make something that weird? Even if there's no conspiracy, and if y'all don't know what we're talking about, I apologize. It's just one of those weird, kind of funky things that the Hadron Collider, out in Switzerland or whatever, France, in Switzerland, it's a huge facility. They crash atoms and stuff. But they had this crazy musical when they launched the thing that was just weird. And it was artistic. It was kind of beautiful. It was. I ain't gonna lie about it. It was some beautiful music and ballet and dancing and then just crazy demonic stuff. Just mix in a whole lot of devil. All right, everybody stop talking. So I think I've wigged. How many's in the chat room now? Who's in the room?
11.
Oh, we got 11. Excellent. See, you talk about CERN, man, and here comes the NSA. Juan's taking notes right now. Juan is taking notes because we're all going to jail.
Michael wasn't like Denver Airport weird?
Oh, no.
My gosh. And it's done.
It's over. Video's over. The video's over.
I quit. I tried to keep you focused.
It's not. I can't help it. I keep trying to get out, and they keep pulling me back in.
I know.
What movie is that from?
I got nothing.
Oh, it's from The Godfather 3.
Oh.
I keep trying to get out, and they keep pulling me back in. I know it's a bad imitation. The Denver airport is weird. Now, they're doing like a thing now to remodel the Denver airport. But like that's a great example, Micah. Why did you do that? Like, let's say there are no conspiracies, and there are no conspiracies. I believe everything the government tells me, I believe with all my heart, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But let's say it's not a conspiracy. Why are you going to build an airport that weird with the crazy art? I mean, just nuts. That is warlike and makes you feel weird before you get on an airplane. Come on, man. That's just crazy. I don't know why they do that. David Lowe says, it's not a conspiracy when you can watch it. You telling me that dance wasn't something beautiful except a lot of demonic stuff. It is demonic. But I mean, as far as artsy, something can be beautiful and still be, wrong or bad or evil, but it can still be like, well, that's artsy, But yeah, I agree, David, it's demonic. Look, man, I'm with you. But my question is why would you be so obvious about it? It's like just coming out there and saying, this is, I don't know. You think the third Godfather is the best Godfather? I don't think so. I think the second one's the best. Second one's the best Godfather, I think.
Well, look at Mark's comment.
Bill, our old time clock at work was named Janus, Greek two-faced god, and our scheduling program is called Shiva.
What the heck?
Mark, what do you look, Mark? They've tried it again. It's just awful. Juan Thomas, I've not been inside. Mike was many years ago. David says, not a conspiracy theory when you can see it. Conspiracy theory term was invented by the CIA. Don't believe me. Ask Juan. Juan, man, you've had it. I'm telling you, your cover is blown. Your cover is blown. We all know that you're an inside man. Oh, it was a joke about The Godfather. Yeah. Oh, because it wasn't the best one. You have what's her name? The director's daughter. She directed Marie Antoinette. She played the daughter of Mike Corleone. That was actually the director's daughter. She is a heck of a director, but she's a terrible actress.
Sofia
Coppola. She's an amazing director. Good writer too, but she's just a terrible actress. She should never try that again. She hurt everyone that watched that movie. She's awful. One of the grossest lines in that movie is Al Pacino looks at her and says, "He's your first cousin." And she goes, "Then I love him first." And it's like Padme in Attack of the Clones or whatever the second Star Wars was. I mean, it's that cheesy. It's awful. Frances' daughter was the baby in the first movie. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. And she grew up right in front of our eyes.
Really?
We just love her so much. No, Juan Thomas says, you don't know what I look like. I could stand right in front of you. Yeah, I know, Juan. That's the scary part. You're probably in here right now. Just kidding. Mark says, I can tell you where I work or else I'd have to wrap you up in sticky paper. I've been wrapped in sticky paper before. It's not funny. What? I thought it was funny. Shiva. It's just weird. The whole CERN thing is weird, and I wish it's funny because everybody that works there, if you watch their YouTube channels, like the different scientists, but a lot of them had YouTube channels and making a little extra money on the side, which is good. I'm glad for them. But I always wanted to, ask them, like, what's up with that? You guys, they were all atheists, every one of them. Like, if you're all atheists, why you got this Shiva out here? Isn't that, like, not science? Isn't that, like, what you don't believe in or whatever? It's just weird. I don't know. Mark says, that Star Wars was awful. Here's the thing. I agree that they were not good. The prequels were not what I wanted at all. But my kids loved them. Like my son Nathan, I'm sure Dave D, your son, loved them. And so it's like, they weren't made for me because my son, my son is actually, I just talked to him. He's actually watching. He was like, Dad, I'm going to become a professional fencer just so he can be a part of that lightsaber thing that they have with fencing now. That it's a subcategory. He's like, I'm going for it. I'm like, go, son, you can do it. But he's actually watching one of the prequels, looking at Anakin's swordsmanship, So they love it. Come on, Bill. Royal Society ran by a certain group. Don't say it, David. Don't say it, man. Don't say it, David. I can't, here's the thing. I can't believe in most conspiracy theories because I don't think people are smart enough to pull them off. I think people are dumb, generally speaking. And we can't keep a secret if we tried. So I can't believe in most conspiracy theories. I think some things are just in plain sight. It's just we do them. I think we're talking about seeding clouds. We've tried that. I think we're probably trying it now, and I think countries are trying it, and you just don't talk about it, but it's there because the technology's there. Okay, whatever. But there's some things, like the Denver airport, as weird, and I mean weird as it is, it seems more logical to me that the dude that was put in charge of the painting just didn't do well. And Denver airport owns it. There's a great video about that. They have just owned it and decided to welcome people to it and say, yeah, we're going to paint over this, but this is what's going on. You can tour it now and look at it. So they've owned it. Mark says, ugh, armies, it was messy. And Juan's talking about how the rich and the poor, we be the poor. David says, the prequels came out at the wrong time. The same time as Lord of the Rings. Everyone knew the backstory of Star Wars. Most people didn't know the Lord of the Rings story. Yeah, it's pretty true. Good analysis. Very good analysis. I think Lucas messed up. He kept waiting for the technology to get there. But in the meantime, he was like, if you remember, Starship Troopers was supposed to be the, I don't know, it was Lucas's attempt at kind of like a practice for the prequels. But I think that was the year the prequels should have come out, if not sooner. And just had less CGI, more practical effects. Maybe the same exact story, but just come out sooner. I think by the time it came out, we were too ready for it. It was just a big disappointment. I remember going to see it, though. I was in the Army, and our whole unit went to see it. So it was like we bought all of the tickets at the theater. So it was all Army guys in uniform. Our battalion commander had got us tickets, and we all went in there to watch it opening day. Everybody's screaming, and all of a sudden, but 10 minutes into it, you could tell this movie sucks. I mean, it's just like, oh, no. We kept lying to ourselves, but wasn't happening. Huge. Huge. It's huge.
Trumpian dialect.
I wear this trench coat over my suits up here. I got 3 trenches, and I wear them over my suits, and they're all too big for all these trench coats are too big for me. And so every time I'm walking into the church or wherever, hospital or something, I always feel like I'm so Trump right now, but a short midget version, a mini-me without the hair. It's hilarious. Lucas' best achievement was not being involved with Empire Strikes Back. You could say that again. Technology, yes. Terrell says, I don't know, what is it? How do you say that name? Brechinese? Brechinese Terrell. I guess it's Brechinese Terrell. Do you know how to get investors for projects? No, I don't, Brechinese. How do you get investors for projects? Trench coats are so fresh, the bigger the better. Hey, man, I agree. David Lowe says, seriously, a portal is over your right shoulder. Yes, it is. It really is. Juan says, hello, Brechinese Terrell. Welcome. Brechinese Terrell says, is this stream about technology, movies, or both? See, here's how it works, Brechinese. We sort of talk about everything. We try to stay on topic, but it never works. We always end up somewhere in conspiracies. And I've tried to stop that. But it's just, I keep trying to get out, and they keep pulling me back in. Remember that from a while ago?
Yeah.
Remember that? Godfather thing? Okay. Marky walks into church in a trench coat.
Well, because you thought you walked to church in a trench coat?
No, I don't walk to church, man. This isn't 1890. Let's go to church and preach. Brittany Terrell, I'm not a bot person whispering. I'm not a bot person whispering in the back. Hey, she's not a bot. Don't be whispering about Brittany's, man. We love you, Brittany's. I'm glad you're in here. Don't be whispering. You're whispering. Sorry, Brittany's. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cowboy dusters are really nice also. I don't have one, though, If I had one, I would wear it. I just don't know where I would wear it. Because I think around here people would just look at me like, dude, I think they would. Like, I don't think so. I'm great at quantum, so I'm an inventor. Well, tell us about what you're inventing, because that's what we're talking about. That's how we started this conversation, okay? We started this conversation talking about the future and like what are we going to think of next? Because nobody would have thought about Facebook. Nobody would have thought about these things that we basically need now. We don't really need them, but we have them. So what's coming next? So we really need an inventor here to tell us what are you guys thinking about? How do you guys think? Stuff. And nobody's going to whisper in this room ever again. I'm waiting. Come on, people. I'm interested in finding investors or investing in myself. All right, man. I invest in myself all the time. Like, I wanted to order a pizza night and invest into me, but they didn't have delivery, so I have to keep dreaming big. What? I have so many ideas. Me too, man. I have ideas like drones flying over your head when you're deer hunting. And some people in here had an issue with that because I had a problem with it. I pull from life and spiritual ream. Come on, people. Help me out in the chat room. Where y'all at? Okay, so have you heard of CERN? Have you heard of CERN, Brittany's? Terrell?
It's Bright Shanice.
It's Bright Shanice?
Bright Shanice.
Bright Shanice. That's pretty. I like that. Yeah, start drones sending food. We talked about that earlier, but apparently there's a war in over our heads that I was informed of, that people would steal drones and shoot drones that fly over your deer blind, and it would be bad. I know how to make an electric car, one says, go without having to be plugged in. How is that? David, I'm glad you've heard of CERN. Rich, say it again, Carolyn.
Bright Shanice.
Bright Shanice says, yes, she knows how to say my name. Bright Shanice. Bright Shanice. That's really cool. English muffins with ketchup and cheese equals pizza. What? Mark. You know, you're right, though. And I think if I look at the kitchen here, Carol's like, and our kitchen's spotless. You know, it's a typical woman. It's like the house is clean.
Hey, don't stereotype me.
I wasn't trying to stereotype you. Hashtag you too. I wasn't trying to stereotype. I'm just saying, if you look around, it's like spotless. But Carolyn's like, oh, I don't understand that. I've been thinking hydro or beta tech. What is beta tech? Ooh, I don't know what beta tech is. What is beta tech? Carolyn, get us covered. Military industrial complex. Go. Military industrial complex means that we've probably been to every planet in the solar system by the end of the 1980s. Now, I'm passing that one back to you, D-Lo. I think we've been to every planet, and we've set foot on every planet since 1990. What do you think? There's you a conspiracy. I have no evidence or proof at all. It would just be really cool. It'd be really cool, like a secret space, people. Usually I think, what can I do? I have here. What can you do with what you have around you? Okay. Strong Ventures. Billy says, back about the drones. If you see a drone pilot, don't go up and talk to them. It is also a felony. So if somebody is piloting a drone, it's a felony to talk to them? Oh, Lord, Carolyn, we can't have one. Can you imagine me flying a drone with you? You'd be like, don't do that. Don't do that. Watch the trees. Watch the trees. Felony. Felony. Felony.
You would run into a tree.
I would, but that's not the point. And if they exploded or anything, and if they exploded, I'm in trouble. I need one that's made of rubber that bounces. Rich Knees, you tripping acid, ain't you? You are. Come on now. Dixie Chicken says the mic is bad. What is it? Is it going in and out because I'm getting farther away from the computer? I apologize. We're working on that. It's going to be fixed here in the next couple of live streams, I'm pretty sure. No evidence or proof. I thought you were a pastor, not an evangelist. Go. I am a pastor. First change is happening in our government. Okay. Okay. What you be smoking, Britchinese?
It's Britchinese.
Britchinese. We have the technology. We do have the technology. We do have the technology. I think we do. I think they're working on the warp drive things, but they haven't had any type of success with them, like any measurable, real, tangible success. Military Industrial Complexa Mike. Nick. Oh, Dixie Chicken. I'm going to have to look that up because I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Look that up. Military.
Well, that's the acronym. Military Industrial.
Oh! I'm a moron. I apologize. You know what? Every time I think I've got my conspiracies down, y'all throw a new acronym at me. I'm like, oh, that's a thing. It's telling me I should hide. Billy, it's telling me I should hide one of your messages, and I have no idea why. It's the oh Lord one, but I'm going to hide it just to be in compliance. Because I have no idea why that would say not. I don't know why it did that. This is Alabama Kush. Britchinese says, we have to come together and actually teach our youth and child real tech. Positive vibes. You know, every time I hear somebody say positive vibes, though, I think of what is that? Not Hogan's, Kelly's Heroes. It's Donald Sutherland. He's like, negative waves, man. Those negative waves. One of my favorite Army movies of all times. Anybody seen Kelly's Heroes? Is it Kelly? It's Kelly's Heroes. Yeah, Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Don Nichols. Great movie. Has anyone ever heard of Water Rotor? I mean, the inventors who's from Canada, while a dude at Ranch, New York. It's a rotor device for slow-moving water that makes electricity. Mark, now we're in trouble. You're talking about free power. It's going to happen now. Dennis Jackson, have you ever seen the portable heater powered by water? They only had one out, but it disappeared real quick. No, I haven't seen it, Dennis, but I did see a deer stand that was the best deer stand ever. I'm not kidding when I say this. It was the best deer stand ever made. They sold thousands of units, and then suddenly the company was gone, and it was kaput. And nobody can figure out why. Now those deer stands are worth like $10,000. They're amazing, and I really want one, but you can't find them anywhere. No, his question, he was talking about a heater, a portable heater powered by water that they had one, but it disappeared real quick, but the heater was powered by water. I don't understand how because it says in order to heat something by water, that's basically, I'm assuming they're splitting hydrogen there. That's what the idea would be. So it says there's this car that runs on water, which one of my best friends, Nathan Gilbert, he's a doctor down in Knoxville. He predicted that 30 years ago. Let's see, how old am I? 45? 32 years ago. He said that there's no reason why we shouldn't have cars run on water because of the energy potential of separating the hydrogen from the oxygen. And Mark says, oh, shoot. Yeah, because you've ruined us, man. D-Lo says, it's amazing how you can speak right into my heart. You know what I love, man? It separated the oxygen from the hydrogen. How would you, but how do you know that would be so, especially in a little heater. Think about this. Because if you can separate out, if you can get that energy from the hydrogen and oxygen, you'd be doing more than making a heater. I mean, you could power huge cities that way. I mean, it'd just be huge. Cars run on gas because, I'm not saying you're wrong, Dennis. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's. You wonder how much of that stuff is real or folklore, you know, as far as heating with the water and all that. I'm not sure how because if you could do that, there's so many other things. There was this one guy that I watched on YouTube for a long time, but it was so obvious to me it was a con, where he used old Navy equipment and he could do this really cool stuff, make vibrations at certain frequencies, and it would move metal and cause metal to morph and all this stuff, but it looked so fake. But it was a big deal, and he was investigated. I've not heard much of him in recent days, probably because the algorithm has that stuff pushed all the way to the back now. Mike Golson says, when I worked at Sonic, there was a person that drove a VW that ran on old cooking oil. I always wanted to buy some. I've seen that. That makes sense. Billy at Strong's Adventure says, what was the name of the deer stand? Billy, I'm going to have to look that up and send it to you later because it's been a while. That was, I didn't get that off of a YouTube video. I got that off of an internet forum when I was looking for a deer stand right before we moved from Tennessee, and I got knee deep into it because I actually wrote this forum and I said, this is what I'm wanting, and I can't find what I'm envisioning for the best deer stand ever. When you fall 18 feet from a deer stand, you tend to you want certain specifications in a deer stand. And they had it, and it's light, and it was perfect, mobile. And this forum, I mean, everybody was bombing me, just saying, "Hey, they had it, and it's not there." And it's like, why? I don't understand what the big deal would be. Floating cities powered by water. Mark, that's kind of possible if you think about it. A city floating on the water, and they've got those buoys that can generate power because they go up and down. You know, so if you had like the whole island thing that you've built that floats and it kind of bobs up and down, you could generate electricity that way. Huh? It's probably how Atlantis was destroyed. Right there, they had a power thing, and then it was like a frequency thing, and it caught, I don't know. So yeah, without saying a word, you can light up the dark. Are we back on the Alexa thing? David said, without saying a word, you can light up the dark. Are we back on Alexa? Without saying a word, you just think it and the microwave does it. That'd be really cool. Could you order a pizza with Alexa?
I don't know.
Can you order a pizza with Alexa? Think about that. That would be nice. You just look at Alexa and say, or Google or whatever, say, hey, order me a pizza. And then if they come back and say, well, what do you want? You just say, what I had last time's fine. I would take that. That's cool. D-Lo said, definitely how Atlantis was destroyed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. Dixie Chicken says, doesn't help me. I live on a mountain. I've got a friend, same guy, engineer friend of mine, Ian Himba, trying to get water up a mountain. Like that puzzle. Work that amongst yourself. That is not easy to get water uphill. Very complicated engineering. And we've been around thousands of years. And we're really not past where we started from with the Romans. Interesting stuff. Islands.
You can order pizza through Alexa.
You can order pizza through Alexa.
That's what he said.
So I could go down to Dad's Google thing and be like, hey, let's order pizza again. And it just does all of it for you. Islands in the stream, Bill says, with Strong Adventures. And that's really what we are, Bill. Sail away with me, and we'll rely on each other. Ahaha. Anybody else get that? I don't know. I know Mark does. Not Mark, but Bill at Strong's Adventures. Can you spell the word for floating navigational aids? No. I don't even know. Not at all. What is that word? And David says, what I hear when you don't say a thing. Oh, man. At David Lowe, when you say, when you say nothing at all. Mark says, Romans did the uphill water thing. Yes, they did with the corkscrew. They used a corkscrew method. But we're not far from that. I mean, we use air now, but the energy, it's all about the energy. And the energy, whether it's a corkscrew, whether it's air, is about the same. And we've never been able to master that at all. Hydraulics, we're still using technology that that's all industrial revolution, and we've not come that far at all. We've improved some things, but not much. And it's like, to me, that is tech that is needed. If you can move water up a hill more efficiently, faster, better than what we're doing right now, you've solved a whole bunch of other problems. Not just the water up the hill, but you've solved a lot of other things. That smile on your face. That song depresses me, and I don't know why. I think it was because I was driving a Lincoln Continental. It's a town car, brand new, from Myrtle Beach. I was driving for my dad. He bought a new town car from somebody in Myrtle Beach, and I drove from Myrtle Beach to Atlanta and had Alison Krause's, that tape. That just dated me, that tape. Yeah, I mean, really. And I was burning it up, and it was good, but it was just depressing. I don't know. I think it was the drive. I'm not sure. Oh, boy. Did you hear about the Romans having concrete you can pour underwater? No. No, I have not heard of no, I feel like this is a joke. I feel like we're going somewhere with this. I'm not sure where we're going. How many we got in the room, hon?
11.
Wow, excellent. I got a Lincoln Continental and a sunroof Cadillac. Really? I don't remember your Cadillac. That's awesome, though, if you did, man. Because, Ian's got a Cadillac. I need a Cadillac. That's it. I got to stay up with the in crowd. Because Ian's got one. And I love Cadillacs. I love them. Juan says, you're young, Bill. Yes, you know what? And it's funny you said that, Juan. My dad said it to me the other day because I was like, man, I'm getting old. And he's like, no, you're not. Dad said, no, you're not. You're not. Don't claim it. You are not old yet. You are still young. And so I need to quit saying that because I am young. I feel young. Really, in my head, it's the only time I feel old, and Carolyn's laughing already. I can see her grinning over there. The only time I feel old is like when I get out and try to move around the woods because I'm not as spry as I was just a few years ago. And even if I lost weight, even if I lose more weight, it's still, you can tell I'm not, I can't juke and jive like I used to. Putting all those moves on. That was ugly. I know. Romans did have concrete like that. Did they? No, that is from Rapper's Delight, but I do have a Cadillac. I remember you saying something about that, David. I might have even seen one of those years ago. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember. I don't think Carolyn's ever going to let us have a car again. I don't think so. I think we have to have like a 4x4 or nothing. She wants a 4x4. What was it? Blazer's the last thing we were talking about, wasn't it? That she wanted. Or she'll take my Silverado and let me have a Jeep. I think that was one thing we discussed. She's like, give me the truck. Go get you a Jeep. Give me the truck. And that's probably what's going to happen. Probably this summer. Hopefully. We just have so many other things we need to get for this channel. I want a 1985 Jeep with a huge engine in it and the canvas doors, heat, and it doesn't really need air. 3-speed, the typical. The typical thing. I think better recycling things would be great, like as far as technologies that we need. Better recycling. I think that would be good. I said that for the YouTube algorithm, okay? Because I'm hoping they hear me say recycle and environmentalism, and then, I'm cool. They'll put me up at the front. I'm just kidding. No, but it would be, seriously, Carolyn just lost it. But seriously, I think it would be really cool if I hate those parts of the city where, you've got your high crime rates and you got all these abandoned houses or empty houses. I would like to see us be able to recycle all of that stuff and turn stuff back into farmland. I think that would be cool. Dilo says, so the concrete was mined under Rome, so now Rome is hollow underneath the city on 7 hills that will fall. Okay, underneath. All right. Bill says, oh, you can't run from the snakes in the woods. Well, you know what? It's funny because I lived in southeastern Tennessee for, 20 years, I think, and not counting childhood. I saw one copperhead in the wild. One. Everybody's saying, be careful about snakes, be careful about copperhead. I saw one in the wild. I lived in Virginia for not even 6 months. I'm in the mountains at a high altitude and saw the biggest timber rattler snake I've ever seen in my life. It's the scariest looking snake I've ever seen. I think it was huge. Rattle on it was about that long. It was crazy. In the pouring rain. Dilo said, anyway, it's crazy because it was prophesied to fall. But hasn't Rome already fallen? I mean, there is no Rome anymore, is it? I mean, that's not Rome. I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves. Juan says, I only have one truck, one SUV, and 2 cars. One car is a classic T-Bird. Ooh. See, you need a channel because we need to see stuff like that. We need to see the T-Bird. We need to see the trucks and the SUVs and the cars. I'm just saying. That'd be really cool. Neil says, crazy, Bill, as much as I'm in the woods, I've only seen 3 snakes. That's what I'm saying. You never see snakes. And you're always supposed to be looking for them and stuff. I saw one copperhead. It was with Shane Boston. It was with Clay Chavis, and we were 16, and we were walking to the falls, and Clay had the flashlight and couldn't get out snake in time, and we literally walked over to the thing. It was very scary. So you're gonna act like Rome ain't still going? It ain't the same Rome. It's it's not. I don't think. I mean, because the Rome that's there today it's definitely not Rome. It's not the Rome that was in the Bible, because you're looking at a conquering Rome that conquered the whole world. I mean, I guess people are going to make a type and shout of that in the Catholic Church, and that's a stretch. I don't know. It could be. It could be. So, when it comes to that stuff, I just don't think there's enough dots to connect it that way. I don't. What is more? Where's Mark at?
Collapse. Too much Vatican treasure buried there. Oops, did I say that?
Did you say Vatican? Hey, Strong's Bill. It's always good to see you, Billy. And I got to go back to your channel. I've been to your channel a couple weeks. We've been really busy, but I will. And it's good to see you again. And we'll see you next time. Mark says, almost stepped on a timber rattler on Cumberland Island. On Cumberland Island. Where is Cumberland Island? Where is Cumberland Island? Waiting to get my... You know what? You said that last time, Juan. I apologize. You did. I remember you saying that now. I'll quit giving you a hard time. I forgot about that. Dixie Chicken says they are night hunters. Those snakes are poisonous ones. Yes, and they are night hunters.
It's in Georgia.
It's in Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
The snake that we saw when I was a kid, it was at night. But the timber rattler was in the middle of a storm. It was in the middle of the rain. It was half in the water, half out, and then it cooled up when we walked up on it. But it's in the middle of the day. It's crazy. Everybody says, "Are you sure that was a timber?" We were close. we were too close to that snake. Yeah, she looked it up, Mark. I'm actually doing what Billy told me to do, Strong Adventures, what told me to do about Carolyn's actually my assistant now. She looks up stuff so that I kind of know what's going on in the chat. I can't wait till we get the studio going, and that's coming. It's just a matter of sticking with it and making sure that we don't go bankrupt on YouTube. But we'll have our studio up to where it looks a lot more professional. The sound will be better, and we'll have this thing looking like Joe Rogan, man. I kid. Joe Rogan or Alex Jones. The Alex Jones studio. I'm telling you. It's crazy. Anybody ever check out his website anymore now that he's kicked off all the platforms? Anybody ever go over there? It's lonely. I feel bad for him. It's like, oh, Alex. So sad. So sad. Alex is all alone now. All alone. He's kicked off of YouTube. Everybody's making fun of him. And then you got these other YouTubers that will do commentary about a show. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that. Everybody just stopped talking all of a sudden. I guess because we've been at it for an hour and a half. It's like I've noticed that the second hour of the live stream is slower. It's slower. You know, it just kind of comes down a little bit. Maybe we should shorten it to an hour. I don't know. Somebody one time said we should go 3 hours. Start at 9 and go all the way to 12. And then I've noticed that some YouTubers will go from, they'll come out at midnight. And they'll run from midnight to 3 a.m. I'm like, no, that would kill me. So yeah, we're talking about things that would help our future, things that we don't see coming, that we'll find out later that we need. Mark says, I had a 77 Thunderbird with a transplanted 460 cubic inch snot stomper burned mini a tire. Oh man, Thunderbirds are pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I think I would love, I've said this before and everybody makes fun of me. I would love to redo a 1974 Lincoln Continental. Completely redone. But the inside is modern. The inside completely new and modern. But the outside completely restored, the engine restored with the headlights that flipped up. Remember that? 1974. And what I want to do is I want Carolyn and I to drive it to Florida and then leave it there. I don't want to have this car all the time. I just want to take one good trip to Florida in that car. It's a dream. What can you do? Dennis, it's good to see you. I'll tell Teresa I said hello, and it's always a pleasure. I'm glad you stopped by. Tell your dad. I'll add him to our prayer list too, and I hope he gets to feeling better. I really do. David, you making fun of me? I missed where you said that, man. Where you're making fun. You said I'm making fun of you. I'm really not. I'm confused. A block long. I get confused in the chat what we're talking about. I do. I'm like, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Mark says, or one says, Mark, that had to be nice. Oh, he's talking about your car, the car that he had. Dave said, leave it there. Leave it there. I have to. I don't have a choice. May I kiss your brother? I don't know what they're talking about now. May I kiss your brother? I'm getting scared. Because, we've talked about all kinds of craziness. That Lincoln. Oh, okay. Okay, Dick. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yes, 2 blocks long. They look like a boat. You want to put an outboard engine on the back of it. Just crank that baby up. They do make fun of me, David. David says, you said everyone makes fun of you about the car. That's what he was talking about, not making fun of you. I get it now. But they do because it's like out of all the cars you could redo, why that one? Because they're comfortable. When you're driving down the road, it's like you're driving on your couch. And you talk about a self-driving car, that would be a cool self-driving car. And it's big enough to put a battery in it. So if you wanted like an electric car, I'm going to know that Elon Musk means business when we have a 1974 Lincoln Continental that runs on batteries.
You're ridiculous.
And then you go to the Cracker Barrel and you plug that bad boy in when you're going to Florida, and there you go. You, not your. What are you talking about? Did I use bad English? I might have used some bad English. I'm not sure. Carolyn's making a face. I'm definitely putting you on camera. Next time you're on camera. Mark loves the Lincoln idea? Really? I think you're the only person that I've ever shared that with that's like said, yeah, that's a good idea. Because it's a stylish car, man. Aisha says, we talk about the apocalypse? We can, Aisha. We can. We can go. We got 30 minutes left, babe. We can go wherever you want to go. We'll go apocalypse. We'll go aliens. Bigfoot. Where is Matt Sieber tonight? By the way, Matt Sieber was honored. He was the MC of a Bigfoot convention. Y'all know Matt. He's been in here before, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy. If you don't believe Bigfoot, that's fine. I'm not a Bigfoot follower or whatever, but I love Matt. Matt's a great guy. Hung out with Matt. He's wonderful. He was the MC of a Bigfoot convention, and man, he knocked it out of the park. It's pretty cool. Aisha says, she puts fire emojis, end of the world, apocalypse, CERN. Yeah, when I said, has anybody heard of BP Earthwatch? Nobody said they had heard of him, which shocks me because he had a huge channel. He wasn't as big as Alex Jones, but he was huge. Alex got too wacky. His comment section was anti-Semitic and mean, and BP was just end of the world kind of CERN, crazy, that kind of thing. D-Lo says, I like that Elon Musk released something to the public acting like he invented the tech. That's how he rolls, man. That's Steve Jobs, same thing he did. There was a Bigfoot convention at Savannah Oaks. Are you serious? I'm not saying a word. So yeah, it's the end of the world. Hey, how about this? Top 10 apps that help the end of the world. 99 cents a piece. And how would that app work? An end of the world app. That is what you know what, that should be the next live stream we do. That's what we should talk about is we need to invent an app that helps you calculate the end of the world. There it is. Gwen wants a hovering Lincoln that gets you out of traffic. Talk about a cool trend. You know the problem with I almost named this particular live stream, I almost named it, Where is the Flying Car? Because, you know, when we were kids, that was what was coming, man. The DeLorean, Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future. And the hovering Lincoln idea that gets you out of traffic, but it's kind of like a drone, though, right? I mean, I live next to the chief of police at Harrisonburg, great guy, but I can't imagine both of us trying to get up in the morning and get where we're needing to go, you know, because you're both hovering and then you're bumping each other and then you fall on houses. That'd be, you know, kind of crazy. I don't know. Yes, I'm serious. The Bible. The Bible, that is the book for me. Yes, McFly. McFly. Hey, McFly. Do we really want people flying around, David says? I'm going to have to say no on that because I can't imagine how that would work. I can't imagine how that would work. I think it would be awesome, Mark, but I'm just, yeah. But I just can't imagine how it would work. Hover might be the right word. Like, maybe not flying, but if you could just go slightly above, that would be cool. You know, maybe. And I'll tell you, you remember the racetracks we all had when we were kids because we're old? But you remember the racetracks where you'd squeeze the little trigger and it powered the car, it would go faster, you know what I'm talking about? Those things were awesome. I can see roads being more like that in the future, where you're drawing your power from a grid and your cars are all electric. I can see that. Mike Golston says, double stack highways, one level for standard traffic, the other for transfer trucks. Praise God. I would vote for that. I would pay extra in taxes for that. Get truckers off the road. I love truckers. I love truck drivers. It's not personal to them. They deserve their own lane. They're hauling our groceries, and that's great. But dude, I'm telling, especially here on 81 in Virginia, I have never seen more inconsiderate, rude. I don't even. It's not policed or anything. They will nail you here for doing 5 miles over the speed limit. But man, they don't police their trucks at all, and they will run you over, and they don't care. Juan says drunk flyers everywhere. Yeah, for real. That'd be bad too. Aisha says sorcery. What was sorcery? What were you talking about, Aisha? Which part? I got lost on which part was sorcery. Oh, you were kidding. Okay. Drunk flying duck. Duck. Bobby's at it again. He's flying that car around. Crashes into the barn, blows the barn up. Aisha says they make $1,800 a week. Can you blame it? What? No, it's not that here that's good money, but it's like drive in your lane. If you can't get your speed to get up the hill, don't occupy the left lane just because you weren't strategic enough. I don't know it's all about gas mileage and blah blah blah, but it's like it's just awful. Carolyn's putting in my disclaimer, and Bill does not do well on I-81. I don't mind the truckers as long as they share the road and pay attention, and they don't.
That's right.
Carolyn never gets mad when Carolyn does most of the driving now. She does, because I'll either be on my computer working or she's just a better driver than I am. So she just is. Yeah, that's what it is. That too. But she does most of the driving, and so I just sit over there and I'm doing my work. But when her nerves get up, it really is bad. And there was past week we were driving down to Tennessee, and it was awful. And on the way back, I mean, it was just crazy. The mentality, and I can't figure it out. D-Lo says it's great to live in America. Hey, I want to kiss myself. What movie? What movie? Somebody. Anybody? I still like the drone grocery idea, even though I think it was Mark. Somebody was talking about how, or it might have been Billy earlier, was talking about how the airspace and there's issues there and drone technology and all that stuff. This is a place we get to complain about everything. Oh, was that a soft rebuke over the trucker comments? Oh, we're so complaining. Isn't it great you get to complain? Yes, it is. It is a great place to complain. You're exactly right. Aisha, you got that southern drawl. I sure do. And if Mark could talk, he's got the Bostonian accent. So together, you could understand us. If we talk together, we make sense. I love the Bostonian accent. I love the Southern accent. I love accents, period. I love studying dialects. I love studying different ways people use language. I love the Midwestern dialect, the North Midwestern dialect. I love that. It's wonderful. You got that Southern drawl. My accent is more of an Appalachian accent, more than a Dixie Southern drawl. I think my accent's probably closer to mountain dialect, probably more so than down in Dixie and Alabama. Down in the great state of Alabama. Because that part of the country, it's like Foghorn Leghorn. That's what you have to think. The old cartoon? Hey, I say, boy, come here, boy. That's more of a, we're going to raise $50,000. Mark says, I-81 is just a X-Files truck loop. Mark, where do you come up with this stuff? You've killed Carolyn. She's out for the count laughing. And that's what it feels like. Just ruined me, man. Yes, that's what it is. It's awful. It's like Agent Mulder's down here. This is the same truck that's passed 18 times. What happened? It's crazy, man. It's awful. Dixie chicken. That's my accent too. Well, of course it's Dixie chicken. I didn't think you were from New England. With it, can you imagine somebody from Vermont with a Dixie chicken handle? Would that be funny? I got nothing. I was gonna go with that. I've got nothing. But I'm glad you're here. Where are you from, Dixie chicken? Greenbow, Alabama. Bill never says, "Oh, y'all." Mark, we got to get together, man. We got to get together. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. What I need to do is do another night thing with my phone. hooked up to my computer. My first big live stream event. 1,700 people there at one point. It's so funny because you look at my Dixie Chicken. Bill imported his accent. Now I know you're CIA. Because nobody knows about my multi-accents except the CIA. Anyway. Southwestern Virginia? Lord, you're down the road. We're here in Harrisonburg, and you're down in Southwestern Virginia. Roanoke? Marion? Christiansburg, Blacksburg. Where you from, Dixie Chick? Where you from? Southwestern Virginia just doesn't cut it on this channel. You got to tell us your address.
We're going to find you.
We will find you. We've almost figured out where Juan Thomas is from, and he's in the CIA.
You leave him alone.
I love Juan. He's awesome. Nilo said, I heard 81 was a hard place to drive as a trucker, especially in Northern Virginia with people moving from Tennessee. What, David? You turned into like a trucker union guy now for defending truckers? You leave them truckers alone, Bill. They have the road too. I know, David. Abington? That's not Virginia, though.
No, that's, yeah.
Dixie Chicken,
close to the line.
You are too close to the line to claim Virginia. You ain't in Virginia for another 100 miles, and then you're in Virginia. I'm playing, of course. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you clicked the little bell for notifications. We do this all the time. It's a lot of fun. We do this all the time, and our videos are kind of crazy, too, so check it out. If you've been here before and just I don't remember, I apologize, but I don't think I've seen you comment, so welcome. Carolyn wrote, David, quit hating. David's over preaching to me about trucks. Don't be hard on them truckers, Bill. Them truckers are carrying our vegetables across the country. We appreciate them. Stay in your lane, Bill. Love on a trucker. Buy a trucker coffee. I love truckers, man. I do. I got some of my best friends are truckers.
What?
I go to truck stops just to hang out. I just like hanging around truck stops. Say, hey, Mr. Trucker, I love you. Thank you for serving. If you be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Man. Who did this? I don't know. Look that up. It's not a song, Michael. If you be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be a Tennessee Man. That's not a song.
Mark said that, not Michael.
Mark. Is that Mark?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Mom's in the room. Mom went, no, you didn't. Did you see her?
Yes. Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, man. You're an anti-truckite. What are you doing, man? That's crazy. Girl says, hi, Mom. You anti-truckite. What's wrong with you? Didn't you do this when you were a kid? And they honked back.
All the time.
And they honked back just for you. Hug a trucker. Juan Thomas. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, it's we're gonna put Carol on camera next time. She's great. We're gonna get the dual cameras going. We can. Is it really a song? It's a song when we can walk together down. Carolyn, you gotta look it up. If you be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Man. Who did that song? Garth Brooks sang Dixie Chicken. It's a song. You know what? I don't know it, and I know some Garth. I would sing it, but international copyright law won't allow it. Gwen says, be careful at truck stops. I'm just trying to do my patriotic duty and thank every trucker.
It's if you'll be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Lamb.
So that's a real song. Mike Golson says, save a horse, love a trucker. I love you, truckers. You know, somebody's going to share this with like the truckers union, and I'm in trouble. Between this and the hazmat comment I made on the Cumberland Gap video, yeah, I'm in big trouble. My uncles are truckers. Well, tell them you tell them thank you for their service. I don't. Sorry. Oh man, Little Feet originally. Little Feet. Oh, okay. 2 for the price of 1 next time. Love it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Of course, Violet Johnson, a.k.a. Mom, says, hi, Juan. You know, there's nothing like your mom stopping by the chat room to say, hey. Man. You know what I need, Mom? I need some baklava. I need you to make me some baklava in March. I'm going to ask. My mother's Greek. She's not really. But she could be. She can make good baklava. If you're stopping at all truck stops, you have some issues, day low. Yeah, yeah. How long have you been stopping at truck stops? Oh, for years now. It's a bad addiction. Honk.
Artist is Little Feet.
That's what she said. She said his little feet.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to. Well, as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna have to listen to that song. I've never heard of it. It's hilarious. Thank a trucker. Thank all your truckers for driving in that left lane going up Monteagle Mountain. Thank you so much that when you're in Stanton, you do 55 in the left-hand lane. I appreciate you, truckers. If anyone in here is a trucker, I just want to say that I'm very grateful for your service to our highways and all the hauling of vegetables and goods that you do. Thank you. My family and I go picnicking at truck stops. We have a nice time. I don't know what to do with that. Come on, Dixie, help me out here. You go pick. How do you go picnicking at a truck stop? How do you? Because I know that. Because I know that in Virginia they do have like picnicking areas at their rest stops. Like you go to a rest stop here and it's like a national park.
They're nice.
They're very nice. Their bathroom, it looks all pretty and stuff. And then you got they got like grills. You can grill out at rest areas. It's in the rest areas of Virginia. Very nice, but truck stops not so much. Chicken says, "I'm dying laughing." It's hilarious. We picnic at truck stops. We sit there at the front by the gas pumps and we just lay the blanket out. Little Bobby just runs around with his chicken. He just loves. He does this all day. Little Johnny got hit twice, but he's fine. His head is healed nicely. It's a little bumpy, but we love him. David's got to go there. It's a good place to look for certain activities, like bingo. Don't be playing no bingo, boy. Don't be going to those truck stops and playing bingo. Bingo's bad. Checkers is bad. Don't be playing checkers. State parks. Oh, I thought, how do you say her name again? Brittany?
Bright Chinese.
Bright Chinese is back. I thought you disappeared on us. State parks are good in most places and close to highways. Yes. Yes, they are. The state park, I'll tell you what, if it was possible, I wouldn't drive on 81 at all. Yeah, I would probably take the Blue Ridge or all the way to Tennessee. Take a day and a half, too. But just to avoid 81. Quit trying to get away from running down truckers. Yes, I'm a trucker abuser. I run them down, knock them over. I'm going to be at like a rest area, and a trucker's going to beat me up. I watched your video, boy. I watched your video. How dare you speak against us truckers? America. And then they're going to whip me with like a big USA belt. It's going to be hilarious. Yeah, so this conversation went from what will the future be like? The future of trucking. What about that? I mean, because, you know, we're talking about how to get something from point A to point B, you know. And you could use drones. I like the drone idea a whole lot. I don't know how. I think it would be cool to have like a little lane that goes straight to your house, like on your road. And like they could put boxes of stuff in it and it's electric and it just drives straight to your house. No? Like a little train that goes to everybody's house. Too much?
Too much.
Okay. The truckers would love for you to get off 81. David, crazy boy. Chris Christopherson. Silver Tongue Devil, one of the best songs he ever written. That he actually wrote Bobby McGee, too, if I'm not mistaken. You need a Mad Max car for 81. Dixie, you understand 81. That it is kill or be killed. And make it what makes it worse. We love JMU. JMU is awesome. It is an awesome university. And the longer we've lived here, the more we have fallen in love with JMU. It's just a great university. But man, when those kids are driving home or driving to JMU or driving home, they can't drive. And it's crazy. Mark says, checkers is bad. Who hasn't been irreparably harmed by hearing King Meat? Let me tell you something, Mark. I'm the greatest checkers player that ever was.
You cheat.
I don't cheat.
He cheats.
I don't cheat.
He cheats.
I'm awesome.
He cheats.
Brittany says, trains. Well, I think trains are going to make a comeback. Nobody believes me. Connected communities. I don't know. You know what? I know that you're probably right on that. The problem with connected communities is, and a problem with a lot of these technologies that we're talking about, I don't know how connected that a lot of us want to be. You know, you got the whole privacy thing, and that's a mess, you know, as far as the whole connected communities. I don't think a lot of people want to share transportation. I don't. I don't like riding with people. It's hard enough for me to ride the monorail at Disney World. Everybody smells bad. I smell bad. They smell bad. You've been at the park all day. You've been sweating and eating and just burps and passing gas, and it's just nasty. It's just nasty. And you're in one of those little confined monorail things, and you're looking around at people, and they all smell and sweaty, nasty, stinky. Yuck.
I'd rather be on one of those than those stupid buses.
Or a bus. The buses at Disney World. So a great, because I mean that was one of Walt Disney's thing was transportation. Was getting people from point A to point B faster. So everything down there is about you're with other people, and it's awful sometimes. Does he really chest? Yes, and I'll kill you. I'm the man. David says trains haven't left. I know they haven't left, but they're not in the same circulation that they were. Like used to, you built your whole town around a train. And I'm not convinced that's not like that now. Trucks have taken everything over. But I can see where trains will make a big comeback. I can see that in the future. I think the fast trains is where it's going, and I think it's going underground. If Elon Musk has its way, that's a part of his vision, is not going up, but actually going down. Oh, you know what? That's the thing, Rich needs the Vancouver to Toronto and the E-Rail in Europe are in the Japanese trains. Those are amazing. You're exactly right. If we could model after that, it'd be a lot better, but we don't. That's the problem. It has a lot to do with the culture. I do not cheat, Mark. I don't cheat. Don't even say that. I think I made my oldest daughter cry one time at Checkers. I did. It was sad. It was sad. I miss her too. It was great. I didn't try to bully her. She just can't play checkers. I don't know. I tried. Dixie says, train's not working for California. Is it not? I thought they were under a real big project right now to make that happen. Trains from suburbs to suburbs of cities. Yeah, but really, I mean, let's say that I live in the suburb. I live a long way away. What does that do to the city? I think a lot of times, I think one of the things that's hurt downtown areas the most is when people left the inner cities back in the 50s and 60s and started, when we built the urban sprawl, I think that almost hurt our cities. I'm not saying it because our family, they moved out of the city as quickly as they could in Detroit, but I'm saying I'm not sure that actually was a good thing. So the idea of getting transportation from the suburbs of the suburbs of the suburbs into the city, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. It might be. D-Lo, one of the greatest investors ever has bought trains. Elon Musk is nobody, and you do cheat. David, I do not cheat. What is it with you two and cheating? I don't cheat.
I just clarified it.
Yeah,
Calm down.
yeah, whatever.
Calm yourself.
Trains in California too slow, honestly. California have a straight line, no branches. That's true. Did they stop construction? I didn't know that. Why did they stop construction? And it all has to do with Saudi Daisy because Saudi Daisy's crazy. Just kidding. Saudi Daisy is kind of weird. You know what? Saudi Daisy is not one of my favorite places. Never was. I lived there for how long? We lived there? 12 years? 13?
Yeah, but we weren't technically Saudi. Our address was Hickson.
Our address was Hickson. The line went through Mom's yard. We lived behind Mom, but I was never a fond of that part of the. I never felt like we were truly connected there. David, I never left Athens. I just never left Athens up here, brother. Never left Athens.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I have. But I don't know. I liked where we lived in Saudi. I liked our land. I liked where it was kind of like in the middle of nowhere, it felt like. But I'm talking about Saudi Daisy itself. I just wasn't a big fan. Dixie Chicken says, when it comes to the California trains, cost overruns and broke. They put a lot into that, too. They really put a lot into that. They put a lot of money into that. I would love to see an infrastructure bill passed that redoes all of our interstates to make them long-lasting, smart, and efficient. I would love to see that, but I don't think that's going to happen. From Detroit to New York City, down towards Cleveland, Pittsburgh, that's a good idea. Originally from Detroit, I still have family outside Detroit. Love to see Detroit back. That would be awesome, is to see Detroit make a comeback. It used to be the 4th largest city in the U.S. when I was a kid. When I was a kid. That's not that long ago. So you're looking at 35 years ago. It was the 4th largest city in America. And now it's like, wow. You were the first thing that I thought of when I thought I'd drink you off my mind. Who is that? I know the song. Who is that? I can't remember who that is. I'd love to sing that, and I can't. It's so unfortunate. Well, guys, we've come to that point in the live stream where I have to ask you for money. I'm kidding. Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody tonight for being a part of this live stream. I am so very grateful for all your comments, everybody that stopped by, but please be sure to hit that like button and be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't hit it twice because then you're unsubscribing. And also, you want to make sure to click the bell for notifications. I got a video coming out tonight or tomorrow, and that video is going to be about 5 minutes long. It's really just a catch-up video and to say, hey, I'm going to be making some more content later this week and early into the next week. We had to take a couple weeks where we didn't release a whole lot, but we'll be back at it. Guys, be sure to check back in. I love it when we talk, and I'll see you next Tuesday night. We may do like I don't know what you'd call it, like an impromptu live session later this week. We'll see what happens. Mike, it's always good to talk to you. Juan as well. Mark, always. All you guys, I'll miss somebody. D-Lo. Of course, Mom, it's always good to see you. And if I miss somebody, some of Dixie and Britchanese and all you guys, it's always good to talk to you. So we will talk again later. Have a good night.